I'm Scott.
I'm Sam.
And today we're munching up some DuckTales.
DuckTales!
Woo! DuckTales 2017.
Yes, the remake, yes.
Yeah, so it's a remake.
Apparently it's on Disney XD,
yeah.
that channel.
Yep.
So get right into it.
Yeah, and you can watch the original, the movie that we watched actually was on YouTube. So they've posted the first episode / movie on YouTube to watch this new season.
Check it out.
So check it out. First things first, the theme song. Woo!
Okay, it is one of the most iconic theme songs ever. Ever! So naturally we were a little apprehensive, but it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, when I first heard it and it's a different voice, it's a girl instead of a boy, I was like, do I like this? It felt like I disliked it, but I'm like, is this as good as the other one? And actually listening to it, I'm like, I think it's just as good. I think they're
After
actually...
a couple times I've listened to it, yeah.
I feel exactly the same about them.
Yeah,
which you don't often get. Usually they try and add some stupid thing where it's like, oh, we're going to do the theme song. So I'm like, DuckTales, woo! Now we're rapping, and we're DuckTales, and we're, it's like changing it to some stupid thing like that where it's like they try and do partially the old stuff and then add some stupid new twist to it.
But as a cover, as a remake, whatever you want to call it, it's actually pretty good. So,
yeah.
Yes!
I love the visuals on the opening, same sort of aspect of them going through all their different adventures and different places. Whether we're actually going to see those specifically in the show versus some of the things on the original one we didn't see in the show. So I imagine it's probably going to be pretty similar.
Yep.
Going on to the look and feel of the animation.
Okay, so the
style.
Yeah, the animation style they chose to do, it's very you compared it to a comic booky kind of.
Yeah, so they've sort of done when they twisted Mickey in his new cartoon series that they've done. They made him very super simplified and very unlimited animation. They didn't quite do that much on this. They did simplify the characters and the animation, but not as much.
It looks awesome. I love it.
It still looks really cool. It lends itself closer to how the comics kind of were. The comics were drawn similar to how the other one was, but they've used a lot of halftones and stuff in the backgrounds, to try and show off the comic booky feel, and also the colors of their Scrooge has a red jacket, which I think is close to how the comic was. And I could be wrong. I haven't read through all the comics. I've seen some of the stuff. Donald has a black jacket, which I think is cool.
Yeah, and of course some of their looks have changed. The boys, their head is less round. It's more...
Launchpad looks a little off sometimes because of his big chin, and with all the limited way that they're drawing it, he feels off model sometimes when you look at him. Same with the boys' heads and stuff. But it's something I think you'll grow to love, and especially if you've seen the old stuff. If you haven't seen the old stuff, I think you'll just like it just as much as anything else.
I think Scrooge, his look, besides the red jacket, has pretty much stayed the same, and I think they did that on purpose because they knew they would probably piss off a lot of people if they changed his look too much.
Yeah.
So,
let's go into the voice actors.
So, do children still like marbles, or... Are you really our uncle? How old are you?
What's your net worth?
What's the deal with you and Uncle Don?
Oh, is that fork real silver? Can I have it?
How come you never visit?
Oh, because you're so old and moving is so hard?
You owe us a lot of birthday presents.
You used to be a big deal. Whatever happened to you?
Big Clay!
So David Tennant, our very own Doctor Who, whom I love and adore.
And Purple Man from Jessica Jones.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I love David Tennant. By the way, I think he's an awesome actor. I think he can do a great job when he's doing acting. I love his voice for voice acting. Not quite for Scrooge McDuck, though.
I think I'm tainted, though. Because, Scrooge McDuck, we've grown up with him in different stories. It's... very iconic voice. And honestly, I don't care that the other voices may have changed, but Scrooge, I think it's so iconic that I was expecting it to sound exactly the same, and because it doesn't, I'm like, ay!
And we had to listen to it, the old one, after the show to see how it felt, and it was just lower. His voice is lower.
Yeah.
He feels like an older person, in his 60s.
Yeah,
in this, he feels like he's in his 40s, which... David Tennant is probably in his 40s.
His voice is definitely
30s.
more high-pitched. You can tell he's not naturally...
Yeah. It's a different take on it, and I personally think that I like the old one better, if I had to, compare them to each other.
But, of course, maybe I'm just being super nitpicky because I love
Yeah.
so much. I don't know.
On to the Donald.
Iron.
Stop helping me. I put in an office. What if the Boto's town while the babysitter's here?
Yes, Uncle Donald.
Where is that babysitter? Where are you? What? I didn't give you a new address. Well, what time can you get here?
I don't know.
Crazy old bird.
I love the voice, obviously.
And it's the same guy, so naturally it's spot on. So
Yeah.
woohoo! And we're going to see a lot more of him, thank goodness.
Yeah, he'll be more in this show, which I think is a fun aspect to the dynamic of the kids.
Okay, you want to move on to the boys?
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah! Stupid! Doorknob! Come off! Nailed it.
I can't believe that was your best plan.
Come on, guys! Let's go touch some expensive stuff. Dewey!
I think all of their voices, and I think we're harping, people are probably going to be like, you're so mean to him, but it's like, their voices sound a little too old. Scrooge was too young, they're a little too old, and so, like, they still are passable. They're not as much of a shock as David Tennant's voice is for Scrooge, but it is a little like...
It's like, they sound like adults. I'm sorry, like adults trying to sound like children.
Yeah, and it might be just, again, like watching the old show, when I think of their voices and listen to their voices, it's like a sense of nostalgia rushing in. It's like, oh my gosh, that's DuckTales, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And so when you hear these new ones, it's like, oh, that's
That's
Jackie Chan Adventures or something, you know? Something, like, it just sounds like a more modern take, and nothing against the voice actors.
Well,
they're really funny guys and stuff.
The one
but-
thing I do like about their voices, to give a positive, is that they each have their own personality now.
Yes.
As opposed to before where they all had the exact same voice, just coming out of different characters.
Yeah, these ones, they actually define their personalities, and that's great. I love the fact that Dewey is the rabble-rouser, and I think is Huey, who's more of like the sissy, put-together kind of one, and I like that aspect.
Yeah. Webby.
Secret museum? This is the garage.
The what?
Do you mean garage?
No, that's ridiculous. If this is a garage, then how do you explain all this amazing stuff? Like the garden hose of destiny, or Montezuma's stack of old magazines, or... Oh, yeah, no, it's a garage.
She's definitely different.
Yeah, I love her voice. I think that the
Spot
girl that
on.
does the her voice from Garfunkel and Oates.
Yeah.
Right. She does a great job with her voice, and I like the character itself.
She's so cute and adventuresome, and she's not this little wimpy toddler anymore, you know.
And she's all excited about the Duck family, so that's why I think it's so cool about
Yeah,
that too.
exactly. So, Launchpad.
Launchpad, I mean, you can't really do Launchpad bad, like,
No, he
whoa, you know, like, he's just that kind of, like, surfer dude kind of persona,
kind
like,
of dorky, doofy, yeah.
but, you know, you love him. I think Launchpad's actually, he's one of my favorite characters.
And
from
he's
the
the
old one.
closest to sounding like the original, in my opinion, besides Donald. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Mrs. Beakley, I mean, did you have any problems with Mrs. Beakley, or?
You know what? I like her as this staunch, hoity-toity housekeeper.
Well-
Yet she's so snarky at the same time. It's like, you know what? I want to be you.
And I hope I think because she's a bigger build, we're going to get to see her, like, kicking ass more often. And it's going to be like, you know, they get into a situation where it's like, oh no, what are we going to do? And it's like, and then Mrs. Beakley comes in and beats the crap out of everyone. And it's like, oh dang, don't mess with Beakley. Like, so I think that's going to be her personality. You've seen it a little bit in the fact that I'm not his secretary, and throws the pin at the wall. And
She
breaks
is.
through.
She's
It's like-
just so like, whoa.
So you kind of wonder where that's going there, but I think that's a fun
I love
aspect.
her. Yeah, so far, I love her.
Yeah.
Okay, Glomgold.
Glomgold's character, I liked his voice. I think that, like,
He
that's
had
what I
that
expected
menacing-
from Scrooge, like the lower cadence. He sounded very much like the old character.
Yeah, had that
And-
menacing Scottish accent.
Yeah, and the character design for Glomgold too. I like. I think he stayed pretty true to the character, just like Scrooge did. You know, in like look. So
Rock on.
yeah.
All right, so enough with the characters. How about the story, the adventure? What do you think?
Does it still? I think that when you think about DuckTales, at least when I think about DuckTales, I think about adventure stories. I think about like almost Indiana Jones-esque, you know, the whole like grabbing the lamp at the top of the beginning of the old one. That's like an iconic, like, you know, adventure story. And does this have the adventure aspect to it? Yes.
Yes.
It's fully thick through it.
Absolutely.
Like the whole little beginning where they start off and then they accidentally like open up the magical dragon thing, which it was a little cliche, still felt like, oh wow, this is a fun adventure, and they're going to take them all over town. They're flying, and they're trying to get to the money bank, and it was this fun little subplot for the beginning of the show to introduce characters that just felt right, you know? It just felt like a DuckTales adventure, and then once they went into the Atlantis portion with Scrooge and the family versus Glumgold, that dynamic worked too. It just felt
worked.
right,
It
you know,
felt
and
fabulous, yeah.
in the end, the whole twist of him getting the jewel, but then not getting the jewel, and it's cursed. I like the personality of how it's written. It feels like a DuckTales cartoon where like
And the writing is just so snappy and snarky and funny, and it to me it's a more grown up version of what we remember.
Yeah.
You know, like it's more sophisticated.
well, I wouldn't say it's like grown up. It's just it's a little snappier. It definitely like they don't cater to the fact that it's children as much. They're willing to like let people have some issues, like what she lies to Mrs. Beakley and stuff, and so there's like that whole little subplot, and it's kind of fun, you know. So I don't know. Personally, like what I would rate it like as a show, awesome. I think definitely go see it. Check it out on YouTube, check it out on Disney, and support the show.
2 thumbs up.
Thanks for watching. Oh, also subscribe and comment and let us know what you think.
All right. Bye.
Bye.